time to plan our next attack. What's the state of the Inquisition?
Ambassador Briala has not forgotten her debt. You may count on aid from Orlais.
And your actions at Adamant denied Corypheus his army of pet demons. With Orlais' support, our numbers match his. Corypheus' followers must be panicking.
My agents agree. Our victories have shaken his disciples.
We've beaten their god twice over. Corypheus must be livid. Where is he now?
After Adamant, Corypheus uprooted his major strongholds and sent them marching south to the Arbor Wilds. His army clearly wasn't prepared to flee. Our victories have them on the defensive.
Good of Corypheus to make it easy to find him. If he's hiding in the Arbor Wilds, that's where we finish him.
But what is Corypheus doing in such a remote area?
His people have been ransacking elven ruins since Haven. We believe he seeks more. What he hopes to find, however, continues to elude us.
Which should surprise no one. Fortunately, I can assist.
I'll ignore that you wandered in without knocking. You have my attention.
What Corypheus seeks in those Forgotten Woods is as ancient as it is dangerous.
Which is?
'Tis best if I show you. This is an Eluvian, an elven artifact from a time long before their empire was lost to human greed. I restored this one at great cost, but another lies within the Arbor Wilds. That is what Corypheus seeks.
This belonged to my people?
I found legends of an elven temple within the Arbor Wilds. Untouched. It proved too dangerous to approach, and thus I turned elsewhere to find my prize. If Corypheus has turned southward, he could succeed where I failed. The Eluvian would be his.
What does it do?
A more appropriate question would be, where does it lead? If this place once had a name, it has long been lost. I call it the Crossroads, a place where all Eluvians join, wherever they might be.
This place is extraordinary. How could this even exist?
Who can say? Formed from the fabric of time and space, perhaps. The ancient elves left no roads, only ruins hidden in far-flung corners. This is how they traveled between them. As you can see, most of the mirrors are dark, broken, corrupted, or unusable. As for the rest, a few can be opened from this side, but only a few.
What do you mean a few can be opened from this side?
Some of the Eluvians have been left unlocked, like doors accidentally left ajar. All others are closed. They can be opened only from beyond.
Opened how?
With a key.
I suppose you have such a key?
The key can be many things. Each Eluvian is different. I have knowledge as well as power. Often that is enough.
How did you find out about this place?
My travels have led me to many strange destinations, Inquisitor. Once, they led me here. It offered sanctuary.
Sanctuary?
Not all the mirrors lead back to our world. The ancients were nothing if not resourceful.
If they don't lead back to our world, then...
Places between, like this one. I can describe it no better. For a time, I had a safe place to raise my son. But only for a time. One cannot remain in between forever.
Corypheus wants to come here.
This is not the Fade, but it is very close. Someone with enough power could tear down the ancient barriers.
And enter the Fade in the flesh, like Corypheus wanted to do with the anchor.
He learned of the Eluvian in the Arbor Wilds as I did. He marshals the last of his forces to reach it. You have made Corypheus desperate, Inquisitor. We must work together to stop him, and soon.
Very important lore information. Also, this Eluvian has just been chillin' in here, I guess. And we're gonna leave it here unguarded. Doesn't seem like the safest plan, but who am I to say? Oh, wrong way. Let's go talk to Morrigan.
I imagine your forces will be heading into the Arbor Wilds very soon, Inquisitor. Trust me when I say that wherever the Eluvian is hidden, it is worth any effort to prevent Corypheus from acquiring it.
You seem to know a great deal about elven lore.
The Dalish are not the only ones interested in the distant past, Inquisitor. Indeed, my skills allow me access to places the Dalish dare not even dream of. The ancient elves hold secrets they have not yet given up. Secrets about the foundation of Thedas itself. Thus, they are my focus. Corypheus clearly feels the same.
I'll leave you to the garden.
Of course.
This is why having a Dalish Inquisitor just makes so much sense. And if Corypheus is gonna look for elven artifacts, then so should we. First off, we're going to look for the Sulevine Blade. A pair of elves was found deceased in Priestoulion, victims of the region's unnatural weather. Evidence found at their camp suggests they discovered the resting place of the Sulevine Blade, a sword from Dalish legend. To see the sword recovered by one of their own and used in service of the Inquisition would no doubt inspire our Dalish allies. And the report back reads, the Sulevine Blade is said to be one of the finest weapons ever crafted. During the exalted march of the Dales, a band of elves used the sword to spill innocent blood. They hoped to power magic to use against their enemies. Instead, they were punished for their savagery. Spirits reached beyond the veil and struck them down. As for the blade, to this day it lies broken on cursed lands. Let's head to Cursed Lands then. It is a really magnificent sword, and it's a two-handed greatsword, so definitely one that Ash is going to use.
So this is where the Sulevine Blade was lost.
Lost or misused. There is a reason it was never reclaimed.
I see you, spider. The way of three trees, the way of the arrow, be swift and silent. The way of the bow, as the sapling bends, so must you. And the way of the wood, receive the gifts of the hunt with mindfulness. Good advice.
You know, I'll bet I could do that.
So no one's managed to reclaim the sword, huh? My money's on this being a trap.
It's only part of the sword. The elves broke it after all.
They performed a ritual they did not understand. It appears they paid the consequences for it. That corpse was possessed by a pride demon. I doubt it was alone.
There must be more altars.
Why can't you light this, Solus? Everybody can just carry a torch. I'm pretty sure they won't fight if they're holding a torch, but Aislin can handle it on her own. This was once a sacred place. Othrin cared only that the veil was thin. He knew the right. We did not question. Now I wonder what fell spirit whispered in his ear. Four cried as our own would cry. The blade cut each throat, and they were silent. Human blood taken as elven blood had been. Innocent blood. I let the spirits take the bodies. I let the others fall. Therein lies the justice we deserve. With what strength remained, I sealed them. With what strength remains, I, Aislin, declare that we were wrong. For a moment, the scent of fresh blood lingers, then fades. Still gonna recover the blade. I know that's probably a warning not to, but Ash will use it for good. That's what they all say, I'm sure.
I'd assumed you'd go off to Weishaupt with Hawk, Barry.
Still business to deal with here, don't you think?
You should be thankful. I've been to Weishaupt. It's not good. Carved into a mountain, cold, dour, everyone's so bloody serious they can't take a piss. You wouldn't like it.
Hawk would be there.
And he is quite the ray of sunshine, that's true.
Oh. Cute. Just a couple more pieces to recover. I think we just have to jump down here. Nope. You're not doing anything, Dorian. Actually, I kind of need you on this one, bud. Appreciate it.
Final piece of the sword. Perhaps Dagna can find a way to restore it.
Then to Dagna it is.
You were there. I have to know what it was like. The colors, the smells, the magic. I'm sorry, it's just so exciting. You went into the Fade. If you have time, Inquisitor, do tell.
Old news, Dagna.
We found a sword in an elven ruin. Can you do something with it?
That broken thing? You can't stitch a sword. Metal doesn't heal. What if it did, though? That would be amazing.
Dagna? The sword?
Sorry. It's quality, right? I could use the pieces to make a plan for a new sword. One that's less broken. It's like the pieces are inspiration. That's just perfect for you.
And now we have our blade. On to the next elven ruin. So Aislin found enough shards to open up all the doors in Solasan, and here's the last one.
Is everyone all right?
I am Han.
Oh, Dorian.
This is an odd temple.
No, it's a walk. Oh,
I wonder if others like it exist. Or if this is the only one of its kind.
quit stepping on the mines. No sense of self-preservation whatsoever. Alright, faintly carved into the stone is a figure bound in chains. Two other figures have turned their gaze from the central image. The script below the image is ancient, though Solus is able to provide a partial translation. Pride in our accomplishments and in our hearts. That same pride became, a word meaning corrupted or altered, within him. He sought to claim, indecipherable, cast from favor and so was bound. Hidden from mortal eyes, death lies within. Once again, pretty ominous. But we're gonna open it up anyways. And now on to Elven Ruin number 3. So the Knight's Tomb. The Dalish investigating the Tomb of the Emerald Knights report progress, but they want the Inquisition instead of support from their keeper. And Ash bonded with Sarah recently, so we'll bring her along, even though, you know, elven ruins aren't really her thing.
If I recall, owls represent the elven goddess Andrul. Oh wait, was it Dirthman?
Dude, ask literally any of the elves in your party right now. Well, not Sarah, but Aislin or Solus could tell you that you're right. The owl is her messenger. Good job.
It's Taven's party.
The one after Elfie history? Figures. That's a bunch of dead all the way back.
There should be Inquisition soldiers here. These are our men.
It will be wonderful to rid the world of these cretins.
Nice.
Corypheus's men had part of his seal. Do they even know what it opens?
Taven's interest must have been enough to draw their attention.
Cry for the past, only there does glory dwell, for here the bow was strung, the sword bequeathed, the vows sworn, so glory was born within the hearts of elves.
The Emerald Knights. They once patrolled the borders of the Dales, protecting the elven people. The Dalish saw them as romantic heroes. The Chantry called them ruthless butchers. I suspect both sides have some element of truth.
Arlathan Part 1. I won't read this one, it's long, and we know the story, right? Maybe? Humans suck. That's the, the short version. Eight more seals to find. And now we have enough to open the main door.
This is it. Whatever Taven hoped to find, it's here.
So we have to light all of these sconces? Braziers? Something like that. And for each one, it will of course awaken some undead, because this is a tomb. So let's just light them all at once and then deal with the fallout. Be right with you guys. Just 1 second. Definitely not bad when you're over-leveled and have an OP sword. It's gonna take forever to loot all these. We'll take care of this later. Here's what we came for. Elendrine, our brother, Falandine guide you, Maker guide you. Let here the truth be kept, lest you be remembered a traitor, or our sorrow seem a passing woe. So this tells the true story of what happened at Red Crossing. Too often had we fought with humans along our borders until the beginning was lost to memory. Rumors of an abduction stirred. As always, their chantry was swift to spread lies. In haste and anger, they killed Siona's sister for wandering too near the hunter's path. You carried her body back to us, but you seemed distracted. More and more you vanished without word or explanation. When whispers rose that you would swear yourself to their maker, we feared what would come. Siona sought to save you, to bring you back to us. She had lost a sister. Must she also lose a brother? Beneath the trees, she saw you with a woman, the one who had turned you from us. The woman gestured toward the village. You and she turned to gaze upon the chantry's walls. Siona returned. They worried that Elendrine would spread secrets of the clan, and so we sought to stop you. With haste, Siona led her people to the village. There we would challenge you. There we would bring you back to us, or to justice. In the dim of a moonless night, she saw Siona through the trees. She raced toward Siona, a cry on her lips and something in her hand. Siona's arrow flew, so the woman fell, the name Elendrine dying on her lips, Daisy slipping from her grasp. The men of the village suspected the girl's flight and heard the scream. They fell upon the elves, but were no match. Siona's haste surpassed your own. You knelt beneath the trees, blood-soaked petals clinging to your clothes from a final embrace. When more humans came, you would not be moved, and they would not listen. Their arrows found your heart, and you fell beside her. We found your body in the river where they cast you aside. She was taken by her own. It was not the end, but your part is past. Rest now as our honored brother once more. A wreath of daisies at your brow, the letter she carried in your hand. Whoever guides you, whoever guides her, may your souls meet once more in the beyond. And then the faded, blood-stained letter. Adeline, what care have I for gods I have never seen, for a maker I do not know? Let others distract themselves with such lofty concerns. I know only this life, I have seen only this world, and I care only for you. Perhaps your priestess distrusts the sincerity of uncivilized elves. If she must hear me say I will follow the Maker, so be it. Your god intercedes just as much as ours. My life will not change. I will return in 2 weeks' time. My heart longs for you till then, and will remain with you forever after. Elendrine.
An account of Red Crossing. When the elves attacked that town, it prompted the exalted march of the Dales.
Taven would want the Dalish to have this.
I imagine the Chantry would be interested in it as well.
I think you already know to whom this story's gonna go. Either the Chantry or the Dalish clan. And here is just a tribute to the Emerald Knights. It says a blank space follows the names as if more were to be carved.
Good to see you again.
I found something about Red Crossing in Dinan Hanin.
You explored Dinan Hanin. Remarkable. So many have tried and failed. If you went to the Emerald Graves, did you see Tavin and the others?
They were killed. I'm sorry.
I am too. Sorry, but not surprised. Thank you for bringing this to me. It is part of our tale and will be cherished. Dareth Shiral,
And that is it for the elven history and ruins. Let's go back and talk to Solus.
Venon.
Oh, just kidding. I guess he doesn't have anything to say.
I'd like to hear more about what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I think I have shared everything of note. I should spend some time encountering more stories.
All right, well, we'll just stare at you for a second then.
We'll talk later.
Dareth Shiral.
I guess all that's left to do is head to the Arbor Wilds.